Welcome to the highly anticipated FL5 Civic Type R. This is the brand new 23. We're really lucky to be able to drive it today at Sonoma Raceway. So some of the major differences are really about styling. The car has been cleaned up. A lot of people have complained about the old car styling being busy, and the car has been cleaned up. But whether you like it or not, that's a personal taste. But we kind of like the old car better because it was more aggressive looking. This looks a little simpler, doesn't look as racy as the old car, I guess, or as aggressive looking. But that's just a personal preference. The car is now a natural wide body, so the Civic Type Rs actually have different body panels than the regular Civics. There's no more added on fender flares and things like that, which is good because it looks nicer, but it's also bad because it makes repairs tougher. You can't share parts with the regular Civics anymore. So that's one big difference. Those bigger fenders also house bigger tires. The old car wore 245/30/20 tires, whereas the new car now has 265/30/19 tires. So a lot bigger, and they went from 20 to 19-inch wheels, which really helps ride quality. We've played around with FK8s, and we've actually played around with 18s on FK8s, and really like how those work out on that car. The chassis has been stiffened up a little bit, although that's tough to feel. The wheelbase is up by 35mm, and overall length is also about this longer by about the same amount. And because of that, weight is up by about 50 pounds or so, although some of the lighter weight models probably will come up also in the future. Under the hood, you have the same K20 C1 turbo 4-cylinder 2-liter under the hood. Now it makes about 315 horsepower, so that's up about 9 or 10 horsepower from before. And the transmission, they say, has been strengthened. That was kind of a weak link of the old car. But the gear ratios are exactly the same, but final drive ratio is now 3.84, which is up from the 411 of the old car. So the car should be a little quieter on the freeway, and less noise coming into the cabin. The interior has also been improved. You can see a lot of difference. The interior is more luxury, more fit and finish is a little bit better, things like that. And of course, all the old cars were made in the UK, but that factory has since closed, so now all of the Type Rs are made in Japan. So when we drove the car on the street at Sonoma Raceway, on the street the car was amazing, very comfortable, very fast, a lot of fun to drive in comfort mode, in regular mode. But once you put it in R mode, it was just too bouncy. And on the track, we figured that might be better because on the track the roads are better. But even on a smooth surface of the racetrack, we found that even in sport mode or especially in the R mode, the biggest problem we had was the dampening, which just was not enough for how tight and how stiff the suspension was. You were bouncing all over the place. So we found the comfort mode actually was probably the best way to go because it just made the car easier to drive at speed. You weren't bouncing all over the place. But it was incredible how nice the car was. You could push this thing to 100% after 1 lap, 2 laps of driving it. It was incredibly easy to drive, very fast, very capable, and just a ball to drive. For the price of $44,000, of course, if you're lucky, you can get it for that price. It's an amazing deal, and it'll embarrass sports cars costing so much more than this. And it's a car you can live with every day. Hopefully you'll get one. We really enjoyed our time with it, and it's one heck of a car.